July 3rd, 2019. With the island returning to its former glory, I have since reopened it for new guests. Scooby was busy up in the news tower, giving islanders the latest stories.
Was recovered from a ship that sank off in Powderpia Island called the W. Fisher. The boom was probably made in the 17th century. Expert W, who analysed the find, said, "It's slept on the ocean floor, protected from sunlight, and so it's really well preserved." We asked some islanders their opinions.
We're all doomed,
cried Orca.
It makes me so sad.
Added Penguin. It was obvious that the sea animals knew this broom was not to be meddled with, so it was decided to preserve the broom to keep it out of evil's hands. I then went to speak with Orca, who asked me,
I would like to eat something sour.
Not knowing many sour foods, I gave her one of the grapefruits that grew on the island's trees. She really enjoyed it, and thanked me with a loud whale call. She called out. I went to see Pink, only to find him rolling on the floor of his apartment. He seemed to be in a good mood, but he wasn't up for company at the moment.
Sorry, but do you think I could be alone for a while?
He asked, which I complied with. Eventually he told me that he had feelings for Wendy. I was aware of the status of me and Wendy's relationship, so I had to break it to him. Sorry, Pink. I figured I'd cheer him up by pushing him on the swing. It's the simple things that make us happy. It wouldn't be long until the foghorn of a ship sounded. It could only mean one thing: new residents. I rushed to the docks to see who they were. It was a group of small creatures, to my surprise. First off, there was Martha Longtail, an energetic buddy of a mouse.
I'm Mouse. I can hit it off with almost anyone,
she said quite proudly. Next, there was Ratless Neck, a confident snake who was rather free-spirited.
Please call me Snake. I feel most comfortable on my own,
she said slowly. I had to agree with her. And finally, there was a Psyduck. Yes, a Pokemon now wanted to make its home on the island.
The name's Psyduck. I'm always concerned about other people,
he quacked up to me. At this point, a talking Pokemon is the talk of the town, but there are so many talking animals on the island that I'm barely fazed now.
I always get lost if I go somewhere new alone,
he added. Makes sense. The new residents quickly made themselves at home, so I went and had a round of playing games with Goldfish next, during which she blurted out something I didn't expect.
I often think I should have done things differently,
she confessed. Me too, I replied, as I didn't want to see her fishing again. It wasn't until I began to swim for shore that I caught a glimpse of her eating some fried seafood, likely a delivery made by Peggy Quinn.
Oh my god, she is a cannibal,
she said as she returned to the deep. I stopped by Peggy Quinn's next to question her about her seafood deliveries. I decided to introduce her to a new dish in order to redeem myself for her first meal. It was spaghetti bolognese. To my surprise, she enjoyed it much better than fish and chips. I then went to see how the new residents were settling in. Mouse seemed to be very happy. She had a whole apartment to herself. Plenty of space for the small rodent.
Thank you for the new room. It's got a good feel to it,
she said, thanking me. She could make a whole kingdom in here. I then encountered Psyduck at his pond. He asked me what he should say if he felt down. So as usual, I gave him the perfect catchphrase. Perfect. But where one problem gets solved, another was about to come to my attention. Once again, Obama had gotten into a dispute. This time it was with Scooby, for undisclosed reasons. I told him to make up with him.
I'm sorry about what happened,
he said to him. There was a long pause.
I'm sorry too,
Scooby replied. Next on my visit list was Dudley, who had requested a new hat. Due to budget cuts, the only hat I could give him was a leprechaun hat. He seemed happy to wear it out in public, which was humorous. Then there was Wendy, who had taken up photography in the time I was away. One of her photos took me by surprise. It was a random stray cat. I've not introduced a single cat to Powderpia aside from Pink. Considering one of my new residents is a mouse, I need to keep a sharp eye out for that stray cat,
I've been having so much fun playing with Scooby lately.
she said, which seemed true. Scooby is a barrel of laughs. I then took a glimpse into Mouse's dream. It seemed to show me, Shark, Goldfish, and Obama hiding behind a vase, a backpack, and a VR kit. Weird stuff. Overall, today was really fun, and with new residents arriving all the time, things will only get even more interesting. To be continued.